have a really tough game ahead of them. I don't actually, I mean, I can't expect that they're going to play as well as Tai Lu, who honestly played extremely well. Like, I think MVP got some rounds versus Flipside, but like Tai Lu versus Navi, they played so well. And I'm only comparing them because they're from the same region, practice against each other a lot, so have some stuff. And here we have some decoys being thrown to maybe try to get that 1 damage in on this knife round, which on some maps not so important. On Mirage, maybe slightly, just to earn some level of comfortability. I don't know what's going to happen here. It looks like he back against the wall. Take us through it. Take us through it, Flake.
I don't know. I don't know if we want to go in straight into the knife round cast. You know, it's a bit, well, first time for everything. Why not? As Pasha will just be slamming that knife straight into Savage. It's going to be just Advent left in a, well, trying to claw something back to get the decision for his team. And, well, maybe the Dream is alive. Of course, it'd just be 1 tag on each. And he finds the first, won't quite find the second. So moving away from that, that was certainly a, well, that was a new one. But now they get the decision, and I think it still leads back to the kind of self-explanatory sort of phase. But would you say there is anything different they can bring to the table?
No, I don't know about different. I don't know how this veto ended up the way it did, but Virtus.Pro like Mirage. I'm not sure if they were aware. This is going to be kind of difficult. Ooh, I like that crosshair.
Yeah, that's different. I
like that a lot. Size 0, no, gap 0, size 1.5, something like that. Nice light blue.
Someone tweeted us, so I kind of want to try that one out. But, well, we talked about quite a lot here, and well, the biggest thing that I'm looking at is Savage is a name that a lot of people are talking about in terms of just being this clear-cut player, very much an older name. And well, with the AWP, can he rival anything in terms of picks?
Maybe. I mean, like I think that there are a lot of. I'm not sure how many players they get to choose from in China, but the one of the arguments I think that a lot of people have been brought up when we were just talking about it is just that like how big China is as a region, and so for them to be able to channel into 2 teams, the very best of the best, I think there's a good chance that you're going to have no problem finding a good amount of skill. And here we have to bust out mid. Trades happening. It's actually CyberZen to come out ahead right now, though. Now it's a 3v3 again.
No problem for trades aplenty. They are going to be kind of interrupting each other somewhat as they spam off the shots left, right, and center. Advent, he's going to be left on the back foot somewhat. TB going to find one on towards Pasha, so a quick return. Advent still going to be doing the work. We'll take down Bialy, but even then, will it be enough? As VG, they have the upper hand. 1 versus 2 on the plate of Neo, and you look at his position, he's kind of somewhat stuck towards window. He could try and cross towards jungle. He's got a player sneaking up on his left.
Yeah, Neo is going to have a hard time winning this one. That's one opportunity he won't ever get back, and he doesn't have the ability to cross back either. Oh, actually, it does have a smoke. The one piece of utility, I think that would make a difference here. And TB just timing his spam as he realizes that Neo is most likely going to try to find an opportunity to fall back. The decoy going over towards B, but that's not going to shy the T's away from it. He even has a kit as well, which is quite unfortunate because he's got a retake situation. It looks like Kitchen is already being peaked, and so Neo's position is going to be compromised. He could run here, really wouldn't make a difference, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he could try and gamble up short and try and find a couple of nice shots, but I think especially when you take into account his HP, which he has on pistol rounds, headshots are more than likely kind of the go-to. But even just trying to play that tagging battle, 18 HP, not really much left for him to play with, but he's still going for it, so hey, credit to him as he will just be creeping on close, gets tagged down even lower, but it's going to only be a skimp, 15 HP now to play with, but that bomb, that's the most important factor, it's ticking on away, he's going to be trying to find himself a frag, still just playing around the pillar, now pushing aggressively, maybe just trying to even play the damage card, but even that isn't going to happen, TB will take him down. That means we do have our pissed around victors.
Yeah, that is a big win for them. And Neo didn't really have another play except for to try to defuse that. Clearly wanted to try to get a couple of kills because it would have been so difficult to stick that defuse out in the open with that low HP. But the plant wasn't actually great for Cat. Either way, we're going to move into this next round, and I wonder if VP are going to decide to buy. It seems as they're going to have a couple of people with armor.
It's a bit of a mixed bag somewhat, but it's just not really working out so far for Neo and Taz. Already 2 frags rolling in, 2 being found by the AK-47. They are left with a Mag 7 and a Scout, seeing maybe if Snacks can hit a couple of shots and dish out some tags. Of course, you already see Lovey, he's low on 17 HP. Maybe there's potential.
Yeah, maybe there is. No, Pasha has fortified his Mag 7. I think someone dropped it for him so that he could armor up with it. But no one's actually in the sight of B, and Snacks just gets the running UMP to the body to clean him up, and now there are only a couple of players left who want to try to find kills if possible. Looks like Bialy. Oh, whoa. Jeez, that was probably an insane shot. Try to get caught rotating out. Instead turns around, hits that 1 dig for the stream.
couple of drive-bys still being dished out. The UMP running shot was also quite an entertaining one, so certainly both teams delivering in this matchup. TB will secure things. Cuts a player off, and at least just Pasha left standing with this, well, most notably discussed Max 7. He's going to try and play for a frag. You see to the right of him, someone creeping up. It's going to be Lovely just maybe looking to dish out some damage, and he's respectively low, so Max 7 could ruin his day. But Pasha, the timing, well, needs to play almost perfectly into his favor, because you can see him just swiveling towards mid, swiveling back up towards the B apartment's push. And if the time won't work out in his favor, he could find himself being dropped, and he knows he's there, going to be going for the jump shot, won't quite land it. And now it's just, well, the best option. Save the armor, save the Max 7, and bring it into the next round.
Yeah, really good of Vici not to chase there. They didn't know Pasha had that much to save, but if any of them had died, they most likely would have, first of all, lost those duels up close, and secondly, had a little bit more to lose. They're going to go into this round pretty confident, I think. Happy to know that they have gotten past the buy up on the second round of Virtus.Pro. And Pasha, I'm kind of curious what he'll do with this mag. Oh, it's going to be towards B too. He might have some opposition here.
You can see him just charging on. They have thrown a Molotov. They're going to catch him completely off guard, so no impact being made. TB got to find another with the UMP, and well, at this point, really, it's just all falling to pieces, these pistols. Not really much impact they can have, just 3 solitary USPs. And I just kind of look at this one and go, maybe they can try and dish out some damage, play for a frag here and there, save a weapon into that next round. But even that doesn't seem too much on the cards. And Savage, he's the player to keep an eye on. He's the one with the Mac 10, so he wants to make some money of his own and bring that into the next round.
Yeah, he should almost be like just running and hunting right now, because they'll give him $900 a kill, and he doesn't really want that Mac 10 for next round. So I think he should really throw caution to the wind in this situation. That SMG getting a kill is also very good.
Yeah, just going to be looking. The rifle's going to find ones, which is almost disappointing to say. I didn't really want the rifle to find a frag. I wanted those 2 SMGs to be doing the work. But they did find one towards the end with the Mac 10, so that's going to be just another dishing dollars of money to play with.
Vici have started out this game on a high tempo. They busted out mid a couple of times, rush B on the third. And I wonder what that means for this round, the first rifle round, where both teams realize they're going to go up against their opponents who have a full buy. And I think, is there going to be an AWP? No, only on the CT side there will be one. Top mid smoke is thrown. The flash is bad, but it won't really make a difference just yet. Snack's just making sure that no one's going to run through it. The good thing about that smoke is that it forces your opponents to watch the left side of it. And did Snacks just tag him through the box?
Seems so. That's a tad ridiculous. Not even sure how he made that one work, but they are creeping up towards B, and what an interesting factor, but I'm going to get somewhat interrupted as they are just going to be charging straight on the B side. Pasha, he's going for a rapid spray down. Won't even find a single frag. Neo will reclaim something back, a quick trade. But will it be enough to hold off this site as TB? He's already going on the aggressive front. And these SMGs, we mentioned they could be dropped, but they're sticking with them. They're going for this bit of a bonus round play, and well, so far it seems to be working out. If they can even make more money in this round, that'd be huge. The Snacks, he will finally answer back, picks off one with the AWP. Lovey still quick to trade things back on towards Taz. Neo back in action again, takes down Savage. This one's just flying all over the place.
Yep, now it's the afterplan situation. Oh, we've got one player with a UMP, and the other one only has just 10 HP to work with. VP on the retake right now, looking to steal the first rifle. This is going to allow them to not have to save next round, which is enormous. I think both players have been spotted back pillars. Snacks coming out with one frag and can't find the second one. Neo's got his work cut out for him now. He can't actually get the kill, and the UMP wins the round. 3 kills so far with that, and Vici potentially off to a 5-0 start while picking up an op and winning that clutch.
Even just the sheer economics of that, doing so much damage with the UMP in that style of round where we even were discussing them dropping it.
Yeah.
That's a huge storyline.
No, absolutely. And, yeah, they only had one player alive, so it's very important that they recoup their losses somehow. And what better way to do it than get kills with the SMG? The very best way to do it in the game, no doubt.
Well, talking of SMGs, it's just one left on the board now for VG Gaming. In terms of what they're up against, well, this is perfectly suited for that Mac 10 on Savage, and well, once again, he can roll back into that money-making road. TB, I think he had $9,000 in the bank. That's a very nice start when you're just going into the 5th round.
Yeah. Now, in that last round, it looked a little sketchy. I mean, Pasha got flashed. It was a really good flash on Pasha, no doubt, but there was a couple there that I think might have been a self-flash on the side of CG, and I can't quite tell if it was part of their execute or if it was a counter flash by Virtus.Pro, but that wouldn't have been the first time. So being rough might cost them, but I think it's also Virtus.Pro at this point to try to, or who are going to have to prove themselves, which I don't think I would have thought I had to say, but
yeah, that's a statement that I don't think anyone at home was expecting to hear at all. And well, the biggest thing along that sort of thought process is that VG Gaming, they're proving to Virtus.Pro they need to respect them as an opposition because they are putting in the work. They've got a 4-round advantage currently. They're looking to take it one step further, and well, look at the buys on both sides. This should just be VG just walking on over them, but I think at that point would also be a tad ridiculous to say, considering we have seen some pistols do some very entertaining work today.
This is going to be a good stack from Virtus.Pro to answer against this connector split that's about to occur. First kill is going to be very important. Bialy looking to make it second. No, doesn't happen. Savage coming out of Palace, and Snacks has a very powerful position right now. The problem is that they're both on big flanks, so it's going to be VG to be very aware of their flanks at this moment.
Pasha, he's just right behind him. Will he spot him out? Yes, he will. Takes down TB, goes for the long spray down, takes down another player, catching off Advent. Savage, he will find a trade on towards Snacks, leaving Pasha in a bit of an awkward one. A 1 versus 2. Doesn't quite have the information to know where Savage is, and well, that will lead to a very bloody end. So unfortunately, it doesn't work out for Virtus.Pro, but we should take stock of the fact that was a very nice round for them. That's one of the more closer rounds we've witnessed, and perhaps now they have the double up set up in play on Pasha and Snacks. This could be the round where they enter the scoreboard.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, it was a close round, but there's just CyberZen have done such a good job of building up their economy. They have so much money on each of their players. VP with this adjustment, I like it. I think the double op makes a lot of sense on a map like Mirage because it's so big. That means that you can give your teammates a lot of peace of mind playing on each side of the map and allowing the rest of your teammates to focus on mid or wherever they want. Bialy over at triple. It's kind of a tough spot to be in versus a split. And they're already up A ramp. Does a ton of damage, though, making a case for himself right now.
Really, can he connect the frags, though? The answer is going to be a flout, though. Snacks is there to be the insurance policy. Connects it on towards TB. Looking at Lovey, because if he holds stairs and spots out some information on towards Snacks, that could be huge. But Advent, he's actually there to do the job for him. Catches him somewhat off guard. Won't be a frag, but it will be some damage. And more of an information play as Neo will pick off Savage. Now, you look at this board, it's a 4 versus 2. The entry on towards the A site, it has crumbled to pieces. Lovey's left in, just shot an awkward angle. Pasha going to pick him off with the AWP, and, well, 1 frag, but just a commiseration at that example.
I really don't like how CyberZen decided to walk up A ramp in that situation because, yeah, they could try to catch someone off guard. I also don't think Bialy was in a great spot because he was at triple that's easily spammed. He ended up doing something like 190 damage, so kudos to him, but no help, no way for him to stay alive, no CT control at that past that point, and CyberZen, I guess, only helped them out because they didn't throw any smokes. I mean, they got a huge advantage in economy, right? They have enough utility to use for the early round, and or for an execute, and they decided to use none of it.
Talking about that, I was going to be somewhat interrupted again by this rifle, just tapping away on Neo, connecting one. TB going to find another, but just really want to touch on the fact they've only opted for 2 smokes. That seems somewhat crazy when they, as you say, they have a huge economical advantage. As Bialy, he will try and pull that one away from them. Just pulls the feet under the floor of Lovey as he will pick up one. VP, they're still on the back foot. A 3 versus 4 in the bomb. It's going down. It's uncontested.
Yeah, the deep molly really good. Cuts off line of sight. All players from VP are in CT right now. Not a great place to retake from, considering how far and spread across the map CyberZen are. We already have one rotating the mid to basically seal this up. There's very little chance, I think, that VP are going to be able to get away with this. Not much utility, though. Snacks does have a smoke. Could be of critical importance in this situation.
It's going to be flying out for a bit of a drive by repeat success, but it's just not going to happen. Bialy will punish him right where he stands. Do see just 1 frag apiece rolling into the VP side, and suddenly TB finishes it off with a 3rd, a hat-trick and a roll on in. And Virtus.Pro, they're still left standing in the dust. And well, now you take a look at their economy, they're back down to this $3,000 sort of marker, and well, that's pretty uncomfortable for them at this sort of scoreline.
Yeah, I gotta love how they played that round out. Just playing fast, it seems to be their MO, and I think it works out really well. They open up the round by getting cat control, finding that first frag, and then a player gets caught out spamming through it from connector and goes down as well. And then they proceed to go back to A and maintain CT control while also having a really amazing after plan, sending one late through spawn, clearly showing that they have clarity of mind in that in this situation. And now we're up to a 6-1 lead. VP are going to be saving and probably saving the next round as well. So what more is there to say? This is the best of 1, Flakes. These are the ingredients that make upsets happen.
I'm scared. I would be flat out lying if I said I wasn't at this point. It's looking rough. Nothing seems to be working. Taz, he spams away, but he only manages to find 1. And at this point, there really is just no hope left in this round. Pasha, he's going to be kind of the crucible with the rifle. But even though it feels like his best option, try and save it, try and do some damage, hold the angle, and he will do just that. Takes down TB, but that Molotov, that's a smart play. It's going to hold them off, so maybe something to play with as it will be a 2 versus 3. But even then, I look at this and go, they just don't have the positioning.
Yeah, excellent rotate so far. Over towards A. Pasha gets caught completely off guard. And now there's only one more player. I think they're aware of where he's coming from as well. Bialy will take the brunt of the damage there. And CyberZen are off to a solid start, man. This is crazy. They are, it's just kind of sinking in that these couple of rifle rounds, They even dealt with the double op setup like almost immediately. They had one sketchy round that they lost, and I think that was they pretty much lost to themselves off the A ramp walk up. But apart from that, have played solid. They're definitely a lot looser than Tyloo have played, right? But Tyloo also aren't really known for their T side, so maybe CyberZen have just a flair for this aggressive style of play. Maybe are just good stylistic matchup for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, just that hard counter mechanic. Of course, we are looking at a VP with money in check, something to force up. Pasha, the man to watch as he will just be right behind him in the smoke. This could be beautiful. He's right behind 4 players on the max 7. Lands the first, goes to the second. But he's just going to be taken down. Minimal impact being made with potential for a huge play. As now Taz, he's the man to try and do the job. Takes down the bomb planter, looks for a second, does just that. Looking for the third, and that's a flick and a half. Takes down TB. Can he even find the fourth now? As he's looking towards Savage. Finally, the trade will come in. But it's perhaps just a little too late. Savage, 13 HP. The Orpa snack staring right down on him. And there you have it. VP, they will enter the scoreboard once again as they get themselves to 2 with one hell of a performance coming out from Taz.
Yeah, excellent round from Taz. I mean, you know, a couple of those players are low, but those are headshots that he was hitting, so his aim was on point, and you know, he really made a case for himself. CyberZen, however, that was a very risky plant. You got to expect someone to be back pillar. It's the safest spot for a CT to go, especially on a retake or a rotate in. And they took so long to kill Pasha, they had to. They couldn't afford to assume that no one had gotten a better position. And I think that was a little bit too hasty of them to go for that plan as fast as they did.
Talking about being hasty, it's them just rattling straight up short. Already Snacks will take 1 life. Looking for a second, there will be a tag made onto us. Luffy knocked down to just 39 HP. But overall, nothing really too crazy just yet. They're already in a bit of a stuck scenario, trying to claim something in towards mid. Lovey will claw a bit to play with, taking down Taz. But a look at the map, VP, they have a good rotation. They have a good idea of what's coming. I don't think they quite know there's a push coming into B just yet. The position of TB, on the other hand, or should I say Savage, my bad, it's actually over towards AAPS, and he could be a player to really keep an eye on. As Bialy, they're tiptoes away.
I'm not sure if Pasha saw his arm there as TB tried to reposition himself, but if he didn't, this is a powerful spot for both parties, actually. We've got to rotate into the site. Mid control has been completely forfeited, which isn't going to be such a big deal, I think, for Virtus.Pro, as CyberZen are going to have to make a decision about what side they want to go to, and haven't paid much attention to mid. Oh, Pasha, I guess, in this position could be very powerful. Oh, a shot has been taken, though. And who's going to win the duel? He does come out on top. Very important for him. Savage is the lurker. Tries to get aggressive as his teammates go down. Isn't all that fortunate, however. The bomb's on the other side of the map, so this might be the 2 in a row that Virtus.Pro really needed, desperately needed.
And one of the big things I'm thinking about now is the lurk. It feels like maybe he bit the bullet a tad too late. Is it worth waiting until that scenario where your teammates either got onto the site or have all died, or is it worth just trying to make a bit of a play, almost playing for the fake?
No, yeah, absolutely. He probably should have been able to, or should have been prompted to push out a little bit sooner, but it's hard to tell whether or not that's his fault or if there's a lack of communication saying, all right, we need to make something happen, because his position isn't that useful unless he's going to catch rotators. The issue is that I think he expected his teammates to get into the site, and so if that were the case, then he could take his time and guarantee the round by coming late, like on a huge late flank. But because CyberZen made nothing happen, it made him look like he was useless, and it's hard to tell whether or not that was his call or his team's.
Ooh, catching on to the mid portion of this round, we can see an actual bit of a fancy boost coming from CyberZen, just tipping over the top of the smoke, taking down Snacks, so a bit of a punishment being inflicted. Taz now the man to try and hold off this connector push coming in. He spots a player, but doesn't quite decide to shoot. And that is somewhat upsetting to witness. He does get the advantage now to fall back and have the information gain. Lovey getting a bit more room to play with on short, as there really is no response coming in. Neo actually going to go for the rotate on towards ladder room. Do you see the Tech9 doing some work on towards Taz, so a bit of a role reversal coming on in, but it's still working out favouring CyberZen. And, well, this is the worrying prospect, as they're left just looking at players, but not quite going for the option to shoot. Pasha will get a second opportunity to fire, so we'll take down Zoking, but it's still just a bit crumbly at this point for me.
Nice shot from TB into CT, and I think Savage got it at B-abs, but not without being spotted. I'm not quite sure if that's the case or not. TB going to get caught off guard, it seems like. Wow, by the AK of Pasha. Very nice by him. He's done a good job, I think, in put in awkward positions, finding trades.
Savage is going to be creeping around the pillar, and it's going to work out in favour of him. Moves towards bench, takes down Neo. Now he's rotated over towards Market, which is, albeit not the position Pasha is heading, but it's a smart way just to be looking to be extra conscious of where Pasha could head. And, well, as we can see, he's just going to be creeping on up through underpass, looking to walk over towards the site. The concern, that bomb is ticking away. Yes, he does have a kit. He has a good chunk of utility. But what's his entry option here?
Yeah, I don't think he has the opportunity to win this. He's got actually a lot of things to save right now between his kit and all his grenades, and he's on the CT side. You can't pay for that AK. You can't get those stickers. There's never going to be an opportunity to have this gun ever again. So I really recommend that he holds on to this. I don't exactly know what he's trying to do here, but gets killed. And yeah, I mean, it was just, I guess he was just hoping that people would have run away. Maybe they knew he was low, but either way, ends up losing like a lot of money to risk that ninja defuse. And this is not a situation where VP have a ton of money to work with. Yeah, they really want some round, but I think that was a bit of a Hail Mary.
In a nutshell, feels like a risk just not worth taking. He went for what felt like ultimately a ninja defuse, and in this sort of matchup, if they were ahead, maybe it's worth going for a bit of a gamble and going for almost the intimidating play. But a scoreline such as this, where VP are still, as I would say, heavily on the back foot, especially now taking stock of the fact they're just on pistols, disappointing stuff, to be blunt.
Yeah, the odds of you winning the round when you in this round, for example, where Pasha had the opportunity to buy a Mag 7, I mean, he could have probably dropped that to a team. To his team, had a little bit of extra money that he spent on half armor, and then on top of that had the AK and all these nades to work with, so probably not the best of decisions, but their backs are against the wall. This is a best of one, and they're off to an awful start on CT side, so I can kind of sympathize with his desperation.
Well, they're going to be trying to sink their claws into something, maybe try and pull the play out of thin air. Because now this is really getting to that kind of last hope stage. They want to make something out of this first half. They still have an opportunity to do the damage, but they have to step up to the plate. And well, in the context of this round, it is already looking fairly bleak, just down to buys alone. Maybe looking to see if Pasha can do some damage in the Mag 7 and have a bit of an impact. Of course, you look at the map, this is a stack towards the B site for the most part. Snacks over towards window, so it could work out in their favor, providing Neo can go huge. And he will find the first, looking for the second, trying to gamble out for the rifle, and that alone could end with him just leading to his awkward death. And well, there you have it. Advent going to punish him. We'll take him down. Another frag going to roll one in. Pasha coming in with a jumping Mag 7. This is not quite going to be enough. For Snacks now stepping up with 2 1D. So actually something really worth talking about is that's a lot of damage being done. And he makes it a third takedown, Advent.
Okay, dude. I see you. That was really good. Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
Snacks, you've woken up.
Yeah,
good to see.
Yeah, Snacks made it happen. I mean, what can you say? You got crushed on Cat. Everybody trying to get up there. It starts off with Neo finding the opening frag, and sometimes that's a really good way to just slow your opponents down. Versus an eco that gets scared. You know, you lose the opening frag. You think about all the rounds that you're down 4v5 in a situation where you know the other team is on a save. Well, now they have the opportunity to get aggressive. They have a lot of information, and CyberZen. Or excuse me, Virtus.Pro end up capitalizing, and that is enormous. CyberZen were down to 2 men on that round where Snacks tried that, or excuse me, Pasha tried the Ninja, and now have not enough money for a proper buy here, but it looks like they're going to group up at A ramp and attempt to just run up, it seems. I'm not even sure they're going to use any smokes. They only have 1.
Yeah, one seems to be out of this lineup. They just don't want to use utility, and for that, they're getting flat out punished, knocked down a peg by the Virtus.Pro lineup, who have suddenly just awoke based on this play coming out from Snacks, and Neo, he will be the man to hit the final nail in that coffin. CyberZen, who they're perched at 8 rounds. It's a good performance from them. But for VP, they desperately need to claw their way back into this game, and perhaps that round is just one of many kickstarters they've gotten. Well, they are stringing things together. The concern, CyberZen still have an opportunity to turn this one back on its head, as so far it's only 2 rounds in a row, and well, we've seen the outcome of this one before, just moments ago.
CyberZen have to kick them when they're down, and they've already kind of blew one of those opportunities. It would have been a free round. They've also wouldn't have had to perform that half buy that we just saw happen, or I think they were relying on getting across stairs and obviously opening the round with that first kill, but couldn't do that either. Here is a flash out of Palace. I really like this play. The bomb isn't going to be able to make its way out. Bialy stays alive in CT, and for some reason Advent took a long time to get out. Typically this is a strat I actually learned from Fallen, where you go a ramp with 1 flash, and as if you have like no money whatsoever, you get everybody come through Palace, and then you flash over once, and you have everybody jump out, and hopefully cause enough of a distraction that you can get the bomb plant. But the bomb coming out that late is just kind of like, well, then what do you do? There's no secret that it's either going to be B or A, and if you have no players to cause the distraction, there's no way you're going to get out and get the plant. So
now they're going to be trying to kind of repair that effect. They're looking for a bit of a similar process, but this time it involves a barrage straight out mid, and Taz, he says flat out no. 3 apiece and a spray down. A very nice play coming from him as he just goes aggressive towards the top. A perfect counter play to the idea they were going for. TB now the man to watch. Bialy going to take down Savage, and the answer is going to be a flat out denial on a Polish lineup. Damn, yeah. Taz.
What a monster. He made them look like they had no armor or anything to work with. Just destroyed them. Really nice stuff from Taz. And VG have to be scratching their heads right now. They blew such a big lead. I mean, VP were able to capitalize on a critical eco round, and from that position put themselves economically in a much more safe and sound spot. And yeah, just have done great work coming back into this game. If it wasn't for that round, I mean, you look at how badly the score could have gone for them and think, wow, this upset might actually happen. I mean, it really looked like it was just going to be a stomp after the first 6 or 7 rounds, right?
Yeah, certainly. And one thing that's sticking with me at this point is we take a look at these statistics. We look at TV, for example, perched right at the top, practically level-headed with Snax, who's just pulled 1 frag ahead. You can see that in more detail on your screen. But the thing that really sits with me is we listened to TB being interviewed before we got into this match. And one thing that was really highlighted on perhaps one of the only things we actually managed to hear was he wasn't nervous. And the rest of his team, they weren't nervous. And that's showing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they did have like the strong start, kind of the low effort, or not the low effort, but the best way to start your game, which is to win a pistol, which is maybe 50-50, and then don't get ecoed, and then pull off miraculously the first rifle round. But in spite of all that, VP have made this competitive. And oh, the USB sticking out, but Snax kills the player behind him. Soking goes down.
Talking of pistols, it's just going to be a flurry of shots. CyberZen, they're on the back foot. The CT side so far not working out for them. Of course, in terms of buy, they do have the kit on Advent, so that's certainly a player that can almost be a bit of a saving grace. But they seem very lackluster in terms of information gains. If this is B site practically wide open, the only player that will be able to get some information is TB, and he has no idea a player is there until finally he does spot Passion out. He's going to be going for the shot. Doesn't connect either of them. That's a tad awkward. As now they've just been granted complete free reign. The bomb, it's going to be down. They're going for the plant. The smoke popping off towards short. Well, the B site, nice and perfectly gift wrapped. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, and now it's going to be a bunch of CTs on the trying to break through this really difficult choke point. It's actually going to be, wow, VP to give up a lot of these frags. The retake is coming in right now. 4v2. Bialy goes down. Snax is the only man left. He's at the back of the site. He's like, where's my team? How did everyone just die? He's got armor to his name. No smoke to work with, and he gets killed. What is that? What is that? You have B site. This is a really difficult site to retake. And the kills are just given up. They should never be given up from Kitchen. Like you want to get the frags, and I could see the value in getting those kills is to guarantee the afterplant early on. Take a couple of very winnable duels. Hopefully trade a kill or two. But ultimately, you have a site that's super hard to get into, and it's up to CyberZen to just sit back in Kitchen and look for some easy trades. And you gave it to them, and now CyberZen have two pistol rounds to their name after Virtus.Pro had such a clean start to it.
I have one word for you, Launders.
What is that?
Pushing.
Pushing, yeah.
That really is that round in a nutshell. Well, maybe that work out for them this time around as they will try and go for a bit of a push. But Zoking says, hey, I want some money in my bank. Let me top up my balance. Finds 3, looking for a Thorf with the USP. And, well, Neo, he's just going to be taken down straight through the smoke. And, well, guess pushing this time around not worked out for them either. They will just be shut down. Bialy finding, well, just another commiseration, Frank.
Wow. Jeez, it won't even matter at the end of the game if 2 pistol rounds are won, no ecos are had. If it is the case that CyberZen somehow pull this off, because you can look at which team has won more rifle rounds, but sometimes it doesn't always matter. There are critical rounds that can be worth 2 or 3, and if they come into those right times, it's going to be a little bit too late for Virtus.Pro. Like right now, we have a round where they've got a couple of smokes. And Pasha finding Savage, that's huge. They busted out mid.
Off guard.
I think they didn't expect. I think CyberZen were like, okay, no top mid smoke. There's probably not going to be any mid presence to start off the round. Let me go see. Savage is like, let me go check if they're B, and immediately gets taken down for that. There is going to be a B push, however. I think it was supposed to correspond with Savage going underpass in the situation, still get the information. And Virtus.Pro had paid a lot of attention to mid just now, so they haven't had any players there. Now, what's interesting about this is that Virtus.Pro can take mid, but they have to be wary of the fact that they've given up so much map control elsewhere. But CyberZen haven't pushed beyond this point, are down a man, and are going to be quite far away from A in the situation where it's a retake.
This push could be absolutely huge. He's going to dive on through the smoke, spots out one, goes to the spray down. Doesn't quite get to find the next 2 players, but he's dropped the bomb. That gives his teammates an opportunity to go out for a bit of a spray. Advent finds one on towards Pasha. Bialy will trade things back nonetheless, so it's damage being done on both sides of the coin. But it's a 3 versus 3 with scenario just sided heavily towards Zoking, still stuck over in connector. But hey, is he really stuck? He's got the bomb dropped right in his palms. Taz there left just kind of playing around stairs. No opportunity to run. And well, how do they reclaim this one back?
I have no idea. There's very little opportunity right now. Neo, one of the best clutch players in the world, is going to potentially have I don't know, I'm going to say field day, but I don't think he has much of an opportunity to win this at all. Oh, back isn't being spotted. TB goes down, and there's Zoking as well. The last player is in ladder room, and it's understood by Neo where exactly he is. The molly comes out to try to disincentivize him from getting a connector, but it might be a little bit too late. I wonder if this fight needs to be taken right now. Oh my gosh, Lovey, wow, just barely wins that duel. I mean, Neo probably would have been able to run and plant, I suppose, but it seemed crazy that it came down to that moment.
I feel like that was actually doable. You mentioned Neo being a clutch master. He found 2 frags. The peak there was something that I kind of just go, well, was it really needed? Something you really discussed about maybe playing for the plant. The push from Zoking, this was smart. It was the timing of it was just perfect. He could have caught out 3 players, but he also isolated just 1 on their own, and most importantly, isolated the bomb carrier.
The bomb, yeah. And you know what? That's exactly what is to be pointed out, is that like that was very lucky timing on that, but it's been CyberZen to like win the important rounds and give them the opportunities to work with these rounds. As Virtus.Pro have fewer chances right now, we're on a save, and Zoking might get a good flash in right here. Will the bomb get planted? No, it's still stuck at A ramp. Good counter nades by CyberZen.
Just going to be pushing on out. Snacks playing dangerously close to the CT side smoke, maybe trying to just find himself a bit of a frag, and he's just going to get knocked down a peg. Savage finding one happen, and Zoking picking up another apiece. And well, they have got the bomb down eventually, so that's some good work being done. The worry is the fact the bomb just took a little late to get onto site, and that seems to be a bit of a recurring problem. Maybe this is the start of them fixing it?
I'm not sure if that will be the case. 12 rounds now, and we're getting to those critical moments. CyberZen, if they are able to win, might actually get a 2-for-1 and be 1 away from match point. Virtus.Pro have so much to show on T side. It's hard to say where this all fell apart. Maybe it was off the bad start. Maybe it was off that previous rifle round where we saw them get the opening frag but not be able to convert it into a round.
One of the things I mentioned earlier on was momentum is a huge factor when you're the underdog in this team, and people look at you and go, this is impossible. And talking about momentum, well, it's going to be pushing them straight on out of ramp. Neo, he finds 2 frags. Quick stuff being made, and it's going to work out huge for Virtus.Pro in terms of getting them onto the site, making the delivery happen. The bomb's still actually going to be the front charger with this one, planting straight through the smoke, and Lovey, he's going to try and respond, gets an idea of where it's being planted. It's just a little too late.
Oh yeah, it is a little bit too late, but he does find the kill, and it's 3v4. And it's actually Virtus.Pro to perform, to have a really good post plant in this situation. They've got 1 at Tetris, 1 a ramp, 1 under Balk, and then 1 on a big flank. He should steal it up, but wow, so aware is Lovey to find that kill. 2v3 though still. Snacks makes it hard.
Lovey's still so hungry. Savage going to find 1 onto Snacks Bialy, soon to fall by Lovey, who's just going so much for it. Savage going to find another with the AWP, and there you have it. The defuse. It's going to roll on in, and, well, I'm speechless. Your reaction on your face right now just shows basically the same sort of emotion.
What a sick retake. Oh my gosh. And just to have the presence of mind to check your back at mid from connector, I would never anticipate that as someone coming up A in that situation. Virtus.Pro have a huge man advantage. They're solid. Their afterplants are great. CyberZen, for some reason, set them off to be like, all right, maybe they're going for the for the guarantee here. And it was CyberZen to do the exact same thing in a previous round. Who knows? Maybe it was Virtus.Pro that inspired them to do it in the first place, and so called them out because of it. But wow, I didn't expect them to win that round, and now it's such a tough spot for Virtus.Pro. If it wasn't already difficult, it's just gotten 10 times more.
They're really being grinded out of this match, and, well, it's just a BO1, something we've touched heavily on throughout this match. Now their chances are beginning to run thin. They need to get themselves onto a site, start picking up these rounds, and pick them up in a decisive fashion. Just swinging them by and trying to pull something out of thin air, it doesn't cut it, especially at this sort of scoreline.
It's blowing my mind. Neo got 2 entries, 3v5, and a retake. Looking fantastic right now. And a lot of pressure has been put on mid. We had 1 escorted into ladder room, and Snacks and connector. This is the ideal way for the round to go as a terrorist, going for mid control. Everything is going right now for Virtus.Pro, but let's walk back to A ramp. I mean, it's gonna be CyberZen who will be fully well aware that some map control has been taken. Snacks to get a little bit aggressive, but the gun barrel being spotted and Snacks going down means that might hint them into thinking it might be A. Will a kill come out? No, Bialy trades it.
I was sitting there just kind of going, are they going to check that? Is that an angle that will work out in his favor? And, well, it won't quite, but Lovey, he's just been doing so much work, and now Savage with the AWP looking to find another. Will miss the shot, but Zoking's there to do the work. Savage will connect the final shot. And now this is becoming more and more of a reality. We've kind of refused to believe that this is maybe possible. Virtus.Pro, they should be winning this match. This was something the analysts were basically saying, this is maybe a match where they can try and learn something.
I literally tweeted that CyberZen should have hopefully brought their butt plugs. And I wasn't talking about Shadow Daggers. I didn't have any faith that they'd be able to do this, and they are proving me wrong. And again, they have won both pistols. That was a really big one. And wow, this A-ramp run-up is about to get punished right away.
This is just sheer brutality being dished out to this Polish side. They are being knocked around the block, told this is how you're going to play Mirage. You're going to respond to the way we want you to respond. Nothing is working for them. They push straight out towards A, should I say, and they get crushed. Neo 4 HP, Snacks 95 to something intact to play with. But Londres, they're in a 2 versus 5.
That was truly YOLO. If there ever was a play, that was one. Running up A ramp versus a team who has tons of utility, you really want to catch them off guard. Neo was able to get those 2 entries at one time. Maybe they saw an opening there. CyberZen don't pay attention on the early round to their basic choke points, like the first one you come in contact with A ramp, but this time it seems like they were fully well aware of what was going to happen, and it's just been a series of disasters for Virtus.Pro, who will now most likely have to play for match point. Play against a team who has match point with 7 rounds and very little money. You can already see Snacks is a Galil.
Just kind of looking at this and going, well, what can they even try and claw back? Maybe a huge play can happen. Neo, he's in a position to try and do something, but then you look at where the bomb is and you still go, 35 seconds, they've run this one right down to the wire. Maybe the best thing is just to take those rifles into the next round and try and claw something back. A huge play at this point, yes, it would be great to see, but the beginning to even run out of time. The ingredients just aren't quite there. The utility, nothing exists.
They're going to lose this round, I promise. There's no way. I promise. Oh, we can hype it up, but Virtus.Pro are going to certainly lose this round. It looks like they're actually just planning to, yeah, Neo had walked all the way through B to potentially catch them out of position, but there's absolutely no opportunity for them to get a kill anymore. And I don't know how much money CyberZen have, but I wonder if it would be in their best interest to go and seek out the last 2 remaining players of Virtus.Pro. That being said, they don't have... I don't even know if they'll be able to buy nades. They probably bought down to 0 and used the rest of their nades that round, so not getting loss bonus this time around because of that save after time means they are going to be worse for wear.
Playing for scraps. It's such a just awkward scenario for a team of this caliber to be caught in. This is just not the way anybody envisioned this to unfold. And well, now they're looking at a Tech 9 on Pasha. At least 4 rifles to play with. The utility, though, as you mentioned, it's going to be flat out non-existent on practically every player aside from Pasha, who decided to make the sacrifice. But is that even going to be enough? They're playing at this point to win every single round to bring this one back. Savage going hugely aggressive towards the top of mid. And does Pasha even realize this is what's going to happen? The timing may work out in his favor. He will spot him out. Savage actually going to be caught somewhat off guard. The return molly will pop off, and Pasha, he makes it work with the Tech 9.
Yeah, he does make it work. Savage got really aggressive there. I think they should have realized that Virtus.Pro are...
Goodbye, Pasha.
Holy smokes, dude. That was a nice shot. Now, they had... What's going to happen now? Oh, another kill. What? A 3K? That's insane. On what could potentially be, and probably is, the last round of this match. Virtus.Pro, E-League champions, destroyed on LAN by the second best team in China.
It's actually happening. It's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Bialy and Taz, they are the last 2 players remaining. They have 45 seconds on the board to play with the bomb. It's perched towards the top of mid. That is their last frontier, where they have to go for the push. There is an opportunity. They basically need to go. And well, what is their opportunity to try and do? You can see Bialy, he's going to try and peek towards window, looking to see if he can find a player towards the top of mid, try and just check out these angles. There is no saving potential if they lose this round in any fashion. It's all over. Well, Zoking, he has an idea. He's going to peek out, finds the first, going for the second. The headshot going to roll on in. And VG Gaming, they will take this match.
Was that Zoking who got those last 2 kills?
Yeah.
That was an ace. That's an ace then to win the match. I think if that was him.
If that was, I don't know, the last frag, I didn't quite get to clip it as we changed over to the cam feed, but I want to know that because that, if so, is...
What a monster. Literally did exactly what Taz did in even crazier fashion, actually. All those kills being separately sequenced. That's Virtus.Pro shaking the hands of Vici, who have sick uniforms, by the way. They got the matching pants. Those are tight.
Pretty damn good, but what just happened? Is there any word in the world that we can use to summarize this one? Because I'm sitting here right now and going, we're looking at a team who, as you say, have just won a monumentous event, champions of E-League. They've got years of experience, literal years. They've been around. They were talking about 2004 as kind of the year that comes to mind.
Yeah.
They were just crushed by a team who a lot of people are expecting to finish maybe even second to last in this tournament.
Yeah, no, a bit of a disaster, and there were a lot of factors that allowed this to happen, right? A couple of just very important rounds being lost. The quick 5-0 start that is only possible by winning the first rifle round in the pistol. The second pistol after plant being blown by Virtus.Pro, and then another critical rifle round. That was Neo gets the first 2 opening kills, and then a 5v3 after plant situation where CyberZen honestly played fantastic in it, but there's no way that should be a round they win. And so just all these factors combining into Virtus.Pro losing and only having 7 rounds. It's crazy.
Well, I know one thing for sure. The analysts, they have an insanely tough job to go and dissect this match. And we are going to be handing straight back over to them in a very quick succession, just right after our ad breaks.
Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and StarCraft 2, the largest contests in the history of esports among the national teams. World Electronic Sports Games, the World Championship with the total prize pool of $4.5 million US. Registration for Europe and CIS regions is open. The finals will be held from October 6 to 9 in Kiev, Ukraine. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
E-Gaming Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Getting tired of playing with the usual skins, but don't have enough money to buy a new one? Get rich fast with CSGoFast.com. CSGO Fast. It's a strong chance of winning in every game. Several rooms with different game modes. Daily, more than 1,000 games, 5,000 players, and 25,000 skins at stake. You don't need much in order to sweep the board.
Someone said to me this morning, we haven't really seen too many shocks here at StarSeries Season 2 so far. I think they probably have now. We have a winner in VG Gaming. Welcome to the International Circle. They have defeated Virtus.Pro. They join their cousins Tai Lu as victors from China inside international tournaments for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. All of our three men are kind of, I don't know,
Scientists baffled.
Scientists definitely baffled here on the panel.
This is the moment where we have to bow our Chinese overlords.
We do. Should we?
What do we do? This?
Too soon.
Okay, okay. I don't know. I mean, holy Moses, where did that one come from? The E-League champions, the reigning StarSeries champions, former major champions, taken down by VG. Not just taken down, but demolished, actually, in that game.
I mean, if you told me that VG is going to beat VP, I would say, okay, that's definitely a possibility in some universe and everything. And I would say it's probably going to happen by them winning both pistol rounds, resetting VP all the time, having a couple of, lucky rounds as well. But if you